what's up, y'all? It's popping. It's G. About to react to this vid by Spill Sash. It's titled Trisha Paytas calls out MrBeast. Damn, Trisha. Now, MrBeast, you calling everybody out. Is that the whole purpose of her damn podcast? Lord, what has this man done to you? Let's watch.
Trisha Paytas recently sat down with Zach Sang, where he talked about working with artists, celebrity stories, big viral internet moments, and so much more. During the episode, they were randomly talking about celebrity lookalikes, and Trisha said that she looks like The Weeknd. She then asked Zach who people usually say he looks like, and he said MrBeast. And this started a whole conversation. Trisha revealed that she's actually not the biggest fan of MrBeast and explained her reasonings.
MrBeast.
Oh no! Have you interviewed him?
I wish.
I know. I'm not him.
What? I really like him.
Why?
I think he's really cool, very creative, very inventive.
But don't you think there's like a machine behind him, like a company? Like he's not doing all this stuff.
No, I think at the end of the day, I think it's him. And he's a really cool team over at night that get things done. He has a really cool partner in Reed. He has a really cool little creative crew around him.
I heard it's like a cult. Someone I know, someone was just telling us this, that they interviewed to be on Oh, I know who it was. To work there, and you had to like live on the compound in like Atlanta or wherever they're at.
Oh wow!
And you couldn't leave.
Oh, interesting. I mean, you know, maybe that's where he does his work. He has his.
Why don't you leave? Why do y'all have to live together?
I mean, is that true?
Yeah, this guy's a reputable person. I don't think he make it up. It wasn't like an interview. He told me, he just like, yeah, I did an interview one time for MrBeast. I was like, oh.
So MrBeast is sitting down with people and be like, you can only work for me, but you're stuck here.
Yes.
You can never leave my campus.
Yes.
That's really believable.
Allegedly.
She did also throw in there that she might just be saying this because she's jealous because he's popped off, and she felt like she had never really popped off the way MrBeast had. But she did have other feelings as to why she didn't really like him. Zach was defending him though, trying to say that he's a really good guy, he's done a lot for people, and he seems to know what he's doing, unlike some other creators.
Now that part, and I don't know. I do think something's a little off with him. Because it's like... people try to paint him as being like this saint and just like, oh, he's so amazing. He does all these great things for people. And usually people who are presented in that way, it's usually something going on. Something is lurking in the shadows. That's just my opinion on the situation. But I don't fucking know MrBeast. I literally don't watch his videos. I don't even know what type of content he's putting up, honestly. But I think it's weird to dislike him. I don't dislike the nigga.
In the past, who've taken things way too far in order to keep things entertaining. Trisha said that she felt like he was comparable to David Dobrik, but Zach was trying to explain why that wasn't the case here.
I think that the more outrageous you are, the more strategic you are with your thumbnails, the more strategic you are with your headlines, and ultimately the way you get to be more outrageous is by putting more money into things, and that garners views. And I think, you had Jeff Whittick here the other day. I think he sadly has been a victim of what that is gone wrong.
Yeah.
And that should be a reminder to people.
I think that's why I correlate MrBeast with David Dobrik. He reminds me of like a new David Dobrik or something. Because I'm thinking the same thing. They like give cars away and Teslas.
No, I think MrBeast genuinely changes people's lives while also creating captivating content and really has a brand of substance. And I think two totally different people who have built careers on two totally different pillars. But when you really look at what Beast is doing, it's totally different. It's this idea that like YouTube can be bigger than life, and you could help normal people in the process, and it could be incredibly entertaining and funny.
MrBeast just recently hit 200 million subscribers on his main channel, which is such an insane number to think about. He obviously has a lot of eyes watching him, and in order to keep this growing audience, he's been trying to level up his content along the way. He's put so much money into his videos, grown his team, studied the algorithm. He's probably the creator with the most knowledge of the algorithm with the way that he studies it so hard. And for the most part, he's stayed out of drama. There's been things here and there that have been said, but he hasn't been in any major scandals. And he seems to understand that in the process of trying to be entertaining and outdo himself, he needs to be careful and not put people in harm's way in order to get the next viral video. He was recently asked about how he is able to not take things too far, unlike some other creators in the past where viewers and the pressure to be entertaining led them to dangerous stunts and putting people in danger. And it seemed like they were directly asking him how he stops himself from becoming David Dobrik. And his answer probably would put Trisha at ease.
Model X over some hill. I think Dobrik did that. Some other person was swinging somebody on a crane. Maybe you could talk a little bit about restraint and understanding, like, hey, even though this is going to get a lot of views, and maybe some of your contemporaries, I won't give the specific names of people, but they've done some really idiotic things and gotten hurt.
Yes.
So how do you know when a conversation, and some of these ideas kind of maybe go over the line?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the obvious answer is common sense. So.
Great, okay. Next question.
But no. But the thing is, like, obviously, there's a lot of things people do that they know will get views because of outrage, and it's just easy to do. Yes. But, if you're trying to build a long-term brand, you don't want to just constantly piss people off just to get attention. Like, eventually it stops working. So the real answer is you just gotta not go, what is the easiest way to get views? What do people actually want to watch that, isn't just going to get views because they're angry, essentially.
And MrBeast has a lot on the line to where he would be losing so much if he took things too far. He has expanded his brand far beyond most creators and even recently announced his brand Feastables as the official sponsor of the Hornets. He tweeted, "Feastables is the official sponsor of the Hornets. I love basketball, so it only makes sense for Feastables' first sponsorship to be with my home team." This deal is a first of its kind between an NBA team and a YouTuber. So, like I said, there's a lot on the line for him.
You can hate on this man's success.
MrBeast is
He's
paving the way for
it.
future creators to come, or honestly any creator to break out of just the YouTube bubble. And obviously there are other YouTubers that have businesses and things, but I just feel like MrBeast is really breaking down a lot of barriers. There's a lot of people that don't view YouTubers or influencers as potential businessmen and women, and he's been able to kind of prove like what YouTubers can do and what they're capable of, and he's making money moves. He's a businessman. He's trying to grow MrBeast to be this huge thing, and it is huge. It's already huge, but it's just getting even bigger, honestly. But to keep growing it, to keep making things bigger, to keep those viewers coming back to his YouTube videos, people have talked about some of the ideas that he's thrown out there and that he's talked about on Twitter for future videos. And it seems like Trisha isn't alone in feeling like some things about MrBeast are a little off because some people weren't loving the ideas that he was throwing out there. Now, this isn't a scandal or anything, but it is just something that people have been talking about ever since MrBeast tweeted out saying, "I messed up. I bought a random grocery store and told a random person I'd give him $10,000 every day he lives in it, and it's been weeks, and he shows no signs of ever leaving. I'm gonna go broke." He got some questions about it, with one person asking, "Alone, or is it still operating as a store as he's living in it? Haha." He said, "I blacked out the windows and locked it in. Haha." Another person wrote, "Weeks equals 14 days, which means you owe him $175,000
Weeks
right
can be
now."
more than that.
And he said, "It's been over a month so far."
Weeks means 2 weeks? What?
Some people replied, especially to the one saying he locked him in and blacked out the window, saying that there was something twisted about him doing this, and wondered how he would even know if the guy was okay in there. I feel like he has to know better than to leave the guy in rough conditions in there, and he's obviously doing this for a video, so he's also got cameras everywhere monitoring the guy as he's collecting money on the daily. I would truly hope that with as many eyes that are on him and having
that's a goofy ass experiment. I was standing there too. The fuck?
How he stops himself from ending up like David Dobrik, that he would make sure people are safe at the end of the day when he's getting content for his videos. The other day, Trisha was actually talking about this particular tweet from MrBeast on her podcast, and like some of the replies he got, felt like it was strange, the whole concept of it all, and that there's something off about people having to do things for money that aren't like a silly fun little game.
MrBeast blacked out all the windows and locked him in the store.
right, kind of stuck in there. What?
Wait, he can't do nothing?
It's like weird humiliation or something, or torture.
Yeah, so that's where it's like getting into like this weird territory that a lot of people are saying like it's this weird capitalism thing. It's almost like it gives me like Saw vibes. Like I feel like we're going down that path.
Yeah, it's also very like I'm rich. Like go do this weird like dehumanizing thing, like live in a grocery store with no windows or something.
MrBeast also got a pretty interesting reaction when he tweeted out saying, "Would you spend 100 days in this room with a random stranger for $500,000? Doors unlocked. If one of you leave before day 100, you both lose." And when Trisha heard about this, she also had some feelings about it.
It's one thing to like, okay, whoever takes their hand off a car or something, whatever, like that's another thing to be like, let me put you in a cell. It's like, okay, let me put you in a house with someone or something, you know what I mean? But a cell, like
what? Mentally torture you, basically.
Yeah, and like white walls in general will make you go insane after a while. So yeah, that's very weird.
Yeah.
I always said this about MrBeast too. I kind of like don't get it. I feel like this is a weird, and now this turn is becoming weird and odd, and I don't think he needs it.
There's obviously something people love about watching a rich guy make people do stuff for money because his videos get millions of views every single day. How far he's willing to keep it up is the question, but hopefully, like I said before, he's smart about how he's doing it all.
500,000,
I want to know
that's
what
a
you
lot,
guys
though.
think about this whole conversation.
100 days, that's like a little over 3 months. I can't do nothing but be in the room with they bum ass though. Are they cute? Who are they? Is it a chick or a dude? And I'm showering, right? It seems like there was a shower there and of course a toilet. What am I eating? I got many questions. Definitely depends on the circumstances, but I don't think these experiments are too twisted or too crazy. Him having that guy locked in the grocery store with the windows blacked out, I am certain that when he wants to leave, he can leave at any fucking time. Because that's what he wants him to leave. He's like, fuck, this was probably stupid. I'm about to go broke. Because he clearly wants him to leave. So I wouldn't call that twisted. Nobody's forcing him to stay there. So to compare that to Saw is a fucking reach. I think Trisha is doing the goddamn most. I think these actually sound interesting. I kind of want to watch it. So I want to know when they drop because I want to check them out. And then that experiment, she's like, oh, you're in a cell. First off, that room they showed did not look like no goddamn cell. I've been in a cell. I know what a cell looks like. That was not a cell. And a cell, that you can't leave. Clearly, they can leave at any point. I think that's the main factor that we need to consider. So to say, oh, this is twisted, you're making people, he ain't making nobody do shit. These people are volunteering. They want to do these things. They want to make the money. So what are we talking about? I think people give him a hard time because he is so successful. She even admitted it in this video that, oh, I'm probably hating because he took off, so crazy and, I feel like I didn't. So people like to, internalize shit and they feel bad about themselves because someone else is doing well. And they try to find something wrong with them or pick at them for stupid shit. That's what it sounds like Trisha is doing. Trisha, sit the fuck down. I don't even watch MrBeast, but I feel like people give him a hard time for nothing. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!